Well, with me now is Dr. John MacDonald, who's Director of the Scottish Global Forum, and Raymond Mann from the Scottish Friends of Israel group. Thank you for coming in. Mr. Mann, why does the Jewish community feel hurt and upset by this plan? It's not an attack on the Jewish community or on Israel. It's a gesture of solidarity with people in Gaza.
The problem with the Middle East and the conflict has nothing to do with a flag being flown over Glasgow. There's a pathological ideology. What I mean is a delusional perception of what the Mideast conflict is about. There's been a distortion where lies have become truth, victimizers have become the victim, and injustice has become justice. The Hamas and the PLO, to my mind of thinking, treat the media, the politicians and the intelligentsia of the West as useful idiots. And by that I mean propagandists who are not truly aware and fully cognizant of what the cause is. And that cause is the destruction of the state of Israel.
But you cannot deny the suffering that is taking place in Gaza right now. And why do you think showing solidarity and sympathy for what's happening there is an attack either on Israel or the Jewish community in Scotland?
They should be raising two flags, one for the Palestinian people and one for Israel, and telling the Palestinians, you've been an abused people by your leadership, by the PLO and the Hamas, who use them as cannon fodder, and to teach them hatred, to hate Jews, to hate Israelis, and teach them a myth of their history.
Okay. Dr. MacDonald, what difference will it make to the people of Gaza if their Palestinian flag is flown in Glasgow or elsewhere?
I think it'll make very little difference, but it might do something to demonstrate that, of course, the people of Gaza may feel they're forgotten. They aren't forgotten in the city of Glasgow. I think that we shouldn't forget that, as Mr. Mann points out, the politics of the region are extremely complicated, but this is about humanitarianism. It's about this humanitarian crisis, and all the politicking, the bickering, the iniquities of Hamas and the Israeli Defence Force will mean very, very little to the people of Gaza, who face a struggle on a daily basis. Gaza, let's not forget, is a prison, and it's slowly being razed to the ground. It's intolerable, and the people of Gaza must feel that they're alone, forgotten in the world. This gesture, however modest, I think, by Glasgow City Council may at least provide a modicum of a sense that they're not forgotten.
And when places in Glasgow feel motivated to make these kind of gestures, does it not show you that the actions of the Israeli government are doing a great deal of harm to Israel at the moment in the eyes of the rest of the world?
No, it's the way the media have portrayed it. You've been in the media day after day, night after night. You've been showing children in hospital, women, and you've focused on that you've done in no other conflict in the past few decades. 115,000...
You cannot deny that hundreds of people have been killed in
by
Gaza,
Hamas.
and fewer than dozens have been killed in Israel. There is a hugely disproportionate death toll in this
Why
conflict.
didn't the Hamas take the children and put them in their concrete tunnels out of harm's way? Why leave them up above while they hide like rats in their tunnels? That would have been something the Hamas would do if they really cared about their children.
All right, well, we'll have to leave it there, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much for coming in to talk to us tonight.